Hi, this is Brooks. First of all, I want to say thank you for all of the kind comments on my first tutorial. This time, I'm going to show you how to make a simpler app. This app allows you to type your name into a text box, and then have the app say it back to you forwards and in reverse. I decided to do this because a common exercise you'll encounter when learning a new programming language is to reverse a string of characters. I couldn't find any tutorials showing how to do this in App Inventor, so I'm going to show you one way to do it.
So I want a new project. I want to call this project Say My Name. So before I set this up, I want to go ahead and put my screen alignment as center. I think it looks nicer. You can do whatever you like, of course. I'm going to add a text box. I'm going to make the hint for the text box say, please enter your name. I'm going to add a label underneath the text box. The initial text in the label will be nothing. I'll make that a little bit larger, make that a 20. And I'll make the color something more interesting, like I'll do red this time. I'll need 3 buttons. Button 1, button 2, button 3. The first button I will call Speak Name button. You can call it whatever makes sense to you. The second button I will call Speak Reverse Name button. The third button I will just name Reset button. The text for the first button will say, Speak My Name. Text for the second button will say, Speak My Name in reverse. And the third button will say, Reset. Almost done. One more thing we have to do is add the audio component, the part of the app that will actually be speaking the names, and that is a text-to-speech component. Drag it in. It'll appear down here because it's not visible on the screen. And with that, we are ready to go to the blocks editor. The first thing I'm going to do is declare some variables. I'll need 5 of them, so I can just drag out 5 of these, or I can drag out 1 and choose duplicate 4 times. I think that's a little bit faster. The first 2 are going to be text values. I'll call the first one name text. I'll call the second one reverse name text. Both of these will be initialized to an empty string. The next 2 variables will be lists. I'll call this one name list and this one reverse name list. These will be initialized to an empty list. Once again, I can duplicate to save time. The last one I will call name length. This is a numeric value initialized to 0. Now we have to deal with the buttons. So I'll do the reset button first because it's going to be the easiest. Basically, when a user clicks the reset button, what we want it to do is to reset the values of all of these variables back to their initial values. So we're going to need 5 set variable boxes. Again, I will duplicate these. Save a little time. Is that 5? Yeah. And I'll put them in the same order that I set them to originally so that we don't get ourselves too confused. And I'll just grab these values from over here and put them over here. One other thing that we want the reset button to do is to take whatever is going to be put into the label and reset it also to an empty string. So I'm going to set label 1 text to an empty string. Now, when the user clicks the reset button, everything's back the way it started.
And with that, we will wrap up part 1 of this tutorial. In part 2, we will build the Say My Name button.